asked me if I had the notes, which I don't, or if I could give some tips on how to play minor swing, which is a gypsy jazz piece by Django Reinhardt, originally for guitar. So I thought I'd just do a little bit of a video to help you get on your way. It's actually a very easy and simple song. There are only 3 chords. I'm playing it in G minor. So the first thing, if you're not used to improvising or playing swing, is to practice those chords. So here's a G minor on my bass, and I need to have the arpeggio. So play 1 note at a time of the chord. So that's a G, a B flat and a D. And the first part of the song is just the arpeggio. But that sounds a little bit mechanical, doesn't it? Like you'd be playing a Mozart minuet or something, and that would be okay. This is swing, so it has to swing. The way I like to think of it is, instead of counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, like you would for a classical piece of music, it has to have a bit of a heartbeat, so it's ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum. If you see a drummer playing swing, they go ch-ch-ch on the drums. So that's exactly what you do with the accordion. So I've done, and then I just play the top note again briefly before repeating. Which it could be optional. I think the original they don't play that, but it's all about improvising. So let's play some bass. I'll do the normal bass note and 5th note, which is G and D, and the chord. So that was the first part, and then we just go to the second chord in the sequence, which is chord number 4 in the scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, C. C minor is C, E flat and G. Change on the bass. And then we just go to the 5th chord, which is the next note, D. And this isn't minor, this is a D7 or a D major in the case of the arpeggio. So it's D, F sharp, a black note in the middle again by coincidence, and A. So that makes up the first part of the tune. So put this all together: G minor, C minor and D. So now you might have noticed in the bass there that I did a little passing note. That makes it a little bit more swing-like. So let's just have a look at what went on there. Now on my D, I go down to the C sharp, which is above the A, and then use my 3rd finger here to come over to the C. And then I can swap fingers again if I want. And there's another little pass you can do. Instead of just changing to D for the next one, I could do C, and back onto the C sharp again, and then D. So it's put it all together. It's already sounding quite a bit more swingy, isn't it? What was that bass solo thing that was in there? Well, I pinched that actually off the film music where minor swing is used in the film Chocolat. And it's actually played on the lower 2 strings of the gypsy guitar. And actually the first 2 rows of buttons are a little bit like the guitar, I suppose. They're just offset by a standard amount. That riff, you need to play it with your 4th finger here, if you count the thumb as 1. And it's the third note of G minor is B flat. So here I've got the G minor chord, so I use my fourth finger on the B flat. I go down to A on the counterbass row, back to G, and then use my fourth finger to get to, I think it's, let me see, E flat, and then back to D, and then I'm playing my, what is that note actually? Yeah, so it's actually, I'm just playing the E as a D sharp somewhere else. So yeah, so I'm using my counterbass. So when I play it slow, I can't play it because it's all about muscle memory actually, and that's what how guitar players play licks. Your muscles tend to remember what you're doing. So even though I've got a degree in music, I don't actually use it. I just play. You know, all the technical stuff is to analyse what's going on later. So let's just try it again. From the beginning, G minor, arpeggio, and watch out for the passing notes on the bass. And repeat this again. And that's the improvisation, which I'll cover that on another video. So if you fancy having a go, why not just try the first bit, just based on those arpeggios. Just run through again: G minor, C minor, and D, and that little bass lick. Hope you have fun.